AOT because it keeps me accountable for my actions and it gave me the confidence to go back out and work.
AOT because commitment, communication, compassion, and community working together to help others be healthy.
AOT because we have a significant backlog of individuals with mental illness caught up in our criminal justice system. Many of these individuals face only nonviolent charges. AOT would be a significant better alternative to help with long-term outcomes for these individuals.
AOT because treatment works, recovery is real, and we in the court are here to help you live your best life.
AOT because everybody deserves to have a voice. What AOT means to me is providing that voice that connects clients to resources that they need and the treatment that they deserve.
AOT because throughout my life, I've both personally and professionally witnessed the incongruencies and downfalls where mental, emotional, behavioral health, and law intersect.
AOT because I've seen the light in clients' eyes whenever they get their first key to their apartment, or they get a new job, or they want to become a peer specialist.
AOT because it saves lives every day.
AOT because, as a treatment provider, it really allows us to intervene more swiftly when someone is decompensating. It helps increase compliance to medications and allows us to help keep people back into the hospital sooner if they are relapsing on their mental illness.
AOT because people matter and it works.
AOT because for the last 3 years, my family member has been on a restricted and expensive conservatorship here in California. Had there been an AOT program in Sacramento County 3 years ago when he was conserved, he would have been able to stay in the community and get support from family and friends here. That would have also saved the county thousands of dollars that they could have used for other programs and to treat more people effectively.
AOT because it changes perceptions and it changes lives. I believe in AOT because I've seen the effects of individuals that come into my court that don't have anyone, that don't have any person to turn to or to believe in themselves. The AOT gives them a way of believing in themselves and allowing other individuals to come into their lives that are willing to help them and make their lives for the better. I've seen what AOT does and I'm a believer.
AOT because it frees people suffering from serious neurological brain diseases to live their best lives and thrive. And they deserve no less.
AOT because this treatment can assist the mentally ill who don't recognize their illness remain a member of their community and continue care in an outpatient setting.
AOT because people living with serious mental illnesses shouldn't be in outdoor asylums, in jails and prisons, in revolving doors of treat, street, and repeat. It's so beautiful to be part of a program that frees people from hallucinations and delusions to give them their lives back. When we tell people our program is different, we mean it. Don't ever underestimate your power to change the status quo. Don't ever doubt that people in positions of authority want to see the same changes you do. Show them the way.
AOT because we empower people.
We support others on their recovery journey.
We help people find their voice.
We are the change.
We believe in our people.
AOT because we care.
AOT because AOT is about reimagining what's possible for recovery. AOT because doing nothing is not enough to stop the revolving door of more restrictive treatment. AOT because introducing those we are privileged to serve to a new path beyond the revolving door promotes hope and leads to more enduring recovery.
AOT because it provides a critical opportunity to engage family members in the care of their loved ones. The best AOT programs involve family members in the development of a person-centered treatment plan. Family members know what has and what hasn't worked for the individual in the past.
AOT because it saves lives, it makes a difference, and it helps people. When I was seeking recovery services and wellness for mental health,
it was not available to me, and maybe I would have gotten help sooner.
AOT because AOT helps connect a variety of systems that haven't connected in a very functional way in the past. It obviously helps connect inpatient and outpatient providers. It helps families connect with providers in a way that's systematized. It helps clinical systems and legal systems speak to one another in the same language. And lastly, it helps providers from the inpatient side of treatment and the outpatient side of treatment collaborate much more closely. It's a pretty novel model of intervention in the outpatient landscape.
AOT because it saved our son's life and quite possibly mine when he had delusions of killing me.
AOT because the core component is an essential piece in cultivating compliance in the chronic mentally ill. AOT provides a layer of accountability that doesn't exist in standard outpatient treatment. AOT assists those patients that would otherwise fall through the cracks, and it helps SMI patients to access services, achieve more stability, and hopefully live their best lives.
AOT because no one should be left to suffer with an untreated serious brain illness.
AOT because it works. I've seen how having an AOT program allows individuals to escape the revolving door of hospitals and jails and enter into a meaningful life of recovery. AOT is a critical component that should exist in every mental health system.
AOT because my beloved son has fallen off every jagged edge of every broken piece of the mental health systems of California. Because AOT was not adopted, our son's lived experience included a blur of suicide attempts, over 40 involuntary holds, revolving hospitalizations, and incarceration. AOT because, if it's done right, it will save lives, money, and possibly our national soul.
AOT because it works. We have found that the individuals without the internal resources to stay engaged in treatment tend to frequent the hospitals, emergency rooms, and the jail. However, those who stay involved with the AOT program tend to stay away from those institutions.
AOT because everyone deserves a chance to live a meaningful life in the community. In the 2 years I've worked on AOT, I've seen people achieve goals such as getting a job or developing meaningful social relationships. Watching people develop insight through this process has been amazing.
AOT because it's time to stop the senseless over-incarceration of seriously mentally ill adults in our communities. Incarceration of the mentally ill is an old and a failed way of thinking. In a compassionate and civilized society, we must do better. AOT is the solution.
AOT works because those that have sometimes struggled with the continuation of their mental health care need the added support and assistance that AOT provides.
AOT because mental health matters.
AOT because I like to make a difference in mental health.
AOT because I love to see participants graduate.
AOT because our communities deserve systemic change.
AOT because we inspire change.
AOT because it changes lives, not just the lives of the participants, but all of us, family, friends, and clinicians, because participant stability has been proven over time. AOT reduces hospitalizations, it reduces emergency room visits, and most importantly, it reduces the amount of interaction with law enforcement and jail time. For many people, it's the first time they've been able to maintain stability in a community-based setting in years, and they're living happy, healthy lives as productive members of our community.
AOT because everyone deserves a fair shot at success and happiness. AOT means to me providing support, encouragement, understanding, and compassion to help those struggling get that fair shot. It means meeting a person where they're at, helping as they identify their strengths, and using these strengths to help meet their goals. It means providing the best treatment possible to best meet the individual needs of every participant served.
AOT because it works. It's an extension of the continuum of care, involving judges and attorneys along with case managers and supervisors, providers. It's a team. It's a community, and it reminds the participant that they exist in community. AOT because it works.
AOT because bringing AOT into our community has allowed us to develop and provide access to a full fidelity treatment team as a warm handoff upon hospital discharge to provide intensive behavioral health services to involuntary treatment consumers. With the concept of being a hospital without walls, we are able to provide the 24/7, 365 care that's needed to give our consumers the best opportunity to live their best life while they're living in the community.
AOT because the National Alliance on Mental Illness reported that in 2020, only 46.2% of U.S. adults with mental illness receive treatment. AOT is here to help change that.
AOT because it's one of the best modalities of treatment we have seen. AOT because it's changing people's lives.
AOT because we believe that people affected by mental illness deserve to live healthier, more fulfilling lives surrounded by a community that cares. I've watched my 22-year-old son emerge from a dark, frightening place into a life where he can have meaningful relationships with the people who love him. This would never have happened without the support of his community and his AOT team. We need to take into consideration the inability of some people to make the best decisions for themselves. Our loved ones deserve to be treated as human beings and not as criminals or substandard.
AOT because this bench means more than just judgments. Because that chair deserves more than someone who just wants to get cases through. Because this box should not be filled with jurors waiting to punish someone or lock them away or institutionalize them. Because we as judges can make a difference in people's lives.
AOT because studies and first-hand accounts across the country have shown that AOT programs, when used and implemented, help to reduce hospitalizations, arrests, and homelessness. Of the 8.8 million adults who suffer from a severe mental illness, like both of my brothers do, they often experience anosognosia, or lack of insight into their illness, which leads them to get off their meds. And this undoubtedly begins the downward spiral that many of us family members know all too well. It is my dream to see those we love stop suffering and to have hope and purpose for a future that they've defined for themselves.
AOT because I was the first person to ever graduate from the AOT Assisted Outpatient Treatment Program for Richland County, Ohio. What AOT means to me is a renewal of mind, body, and spirit, and a systematic, holistic approach to helping the human person be all that he or she can be in his community and in his region. Thanks for listening.